For those of you who do not know me, I am Marvin's granddaughter, Joy, and I would like to say a few words about the memories I have of my grandpa. My grandfather was a great man. He was a kind and generous person, and he always had a way to make other people in the room laugh. He told jokes where everyone would end up rolling on the floor. Even in the past few months, when he didn't really leave the house, he kept his humor and wit. The most admirable trait Marvin taught me was persistence. For years now, I've been hearing my dad say, "Guys, I know how much you love your grandfather, but this might be the end." But no, my grandpa fought through that even when worst came to worst. I would always love coming over to my grandparents' house. It was such a welcoming place, and it made me feel so good knowing that my presence made Marvin so happy. We would have a catch and then watch sports together. And believe me when I say that he was really crazy about the Mets. On Sunday, I went over to their apartment to say my goodbyes. He didn't talk or even open his eyes, but I knew he was listening. Then, as I was about to leave, he took my hand and wouldn't let it go. I was grateful for that last memory of you. It showed me that you were in peace with dying, but still loved us. Grandpa, wherever you are, you should know that you will always be in my heart, and I will always strive to be the best I can be. I would also like to promise you that someday I will be the Braverns woman golf champ, but I can't guarantee it. I will love you and miss you more than you could ever imagine. Rest in peace, Grandpa.
Hello. I am Barasch, Marvin's youngest grandson. And I want to share some thoughts and memories about this great man who I love so much. I will always remember my grandfather as the following: generous, loving, compassionate, understanding, a war hero, and an inspiration, and someone I will always look up to. I believe that Grandpa is now in heaven with his young body back and able to eat all the salty, delicious things he wants. I loved being with my grandparents. The only problem was that Grandpa was always cold. So when I went to their apartment, I thought I would suffer from a heat stroke. Time with them was worth it, though. When my grandparents were in Florida, we spent a lot of time together. They would often change their plans when my parents went out to spend time with me. I remember one night 2 years ago, Grandma, Grandpa, and I went to see the movie Julie and Julia, and then went out to dinner. I remember that it was a perfect evening. It was very important to my grandpa that I do well in school. Before my 7th grade midterms, he sat me down and said to me how important it is for me to get good grades. In fact, he would give me $1 for every A I got in a test, quiz, homework assignment, exam, and essay. You got the picture. I actually do well in school, and I do get a lot of A's. But maybe I don't get quite as many A's as I got paid for. Thanks, Grandpa, for never asking for proof. Last week, I said my final goodbyes to him. I am so lucky that I was able to do so. I told him how much I loved him and how he was the best grandpa I could ever ask for. He was all hunched over and had no strength to lift his head up. However, he lifted his head up for me and said, "I love you, buddy," and gave me a hug. This is a memory I will cherish forever. My grandpa was the bravest man I will ever know. I know the man he was in the last 2 years of his life is not the Marvin he would want people to remember. So today, let's celebrate his humor and zest for life. I have 6 wonderful grandparents, and to say goodbye to one of them today is very hard. I am so lucky I had my grandpa for almost 16 years. But of course, it isn't enough time. No amount of time would have been enough time. Grandpa, it is so hard to say goodbye. I will never forget you, and I hope you will never forget me. I hope to make you proud by living a good and ethical life want you to know how much I love you and what an amazing role model you have been for me.